In this yoga video, you might choose to use a block. So go ahead and grab your yoga block and just have it close by. This video is a level 1 flow with a focus on opening the psoas muscle. The psoas muscle is a deep-seated core muscle connecting the lumbar vertebrae to the femur. It's the biggest and strongest hip flexor. It contracts to pull the thigh and torso towards each other. The psoas can become short and tight if we spend a lot of time sitting or if we do a lot of repetitive action in a flexed state like bicycling, running, or walking. In this flow, we will stretch the psoas muscle and feel how the stretch is much more effective when we hook the tailbone. Before we begin to flow, let's look at what we mean by hooking the tailbone. Come to stand in Tadasana with your arms alongside your body. If you slide your sit bones back and apart, you get more of a lumbar curve. If you slide your sit bones forward towards your knees, the curve goes away. Noticing that and being able to articulate that in your own body is important. When I slide my sit bones back and apart, I get more of my natural lumbar curve, a natural part of my architecture. If I let them be pulled down towards my knees, I lose that curve. Let's decide right here and now the lumbar curve is good. Let's find it and keep it. So standing here, find your lumbar curve by sliding your sit bones back and apart, widening them. Now, create the action of the tippy tip of the tailbone. It's hanging off your sacrum. Create the action of hooking the tailbone towards the back of the pubic bone without disturbing the lumbar curve. That is the key. So the idea is that the lumbar curve is king. Go there first and hold it. The hook of the tailbone is meant to be deep inside of you and subtle. You don't want to do a big gross movement like this, where you're rounding your lumbar spine and scooping the whole sacrum under. If instead we slide our sit bones back and apart and then go deep inside to the tippy tip of the tailbone and hook it forward, you'll feel what happens is an inner gathering, an inner steadying. You can keep your lumbar curve, and with that little hook of the tailbone, you get this feeling above the pubic bone of lifting and pulling back. You even get a gathering and lifting of the pelvic floor. So with wide sit bones and that little hook of the tailbone, you can feel your core muscles holding some steadiness around this awesome lumbar curve. So you create the curve, and the hook of the tailbone is meant to create an inner steadiness. Keep the sit bones wide and stretch that tailbone tip down between your wide sit bones and hook it forward. It's nothing anyone can see, but when you get it, you will really feel it inside, and it'll serve you for the rest of your days on earth. So now let's move into a level 1 psoas flow. It's really wonderful for balancing all of the sitting and hip flexion that we do. Whether we're walking, riding our bike, or running a lot, the psoas often sort of gets locked in that position. So stretching it out is really good for us. Grab 2 blocks, a blanket, and a chair, and just put the blanket on the chair off to the side for now. Standing at the front of your mat, inhale, reach your arms up. Take a side bend to your right. Take your right hand to your left wrist and then bend over to the right. Already we're getting a psoas stretch. Drink energy up your legs as you inhale and bend over a little bit more to the right side as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Left hand to right wrist and bend over to the left side. You can do this stretch anywhere. Do it a few times a day. Feel as you push down on the heel you're stretching away from, you're getting a stretch in your psoas. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Take your hands to your blocks and step your left foot back. Slide the blanket under so that your knee has some padding as you come down. So your left knee is on the blanket. Now as you inhale, move your hips forward, anchor the tops of your toes on the back foot down, just touching into a psoas stretch here. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward, hips moving to the right heel. Exhale, rock back. Now let's go back to that wisdom of the tailbone hook. When you come forward, go deep inside and feel the hook of the tailbone so the low belly is toned, and you'll get more of a psoas stretch and feel a sense of safety around the hip joint as you stretch it. So here you are inhaling in the low lunge. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, hooking the tailbone so there's a tone steadiness there. Coming forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward and pause. Place your hands up on your right knee. And when you get your shoulders to start moving back like you're going to do a back bend, that's when the psoas gets a really rich stretch. Let's take 3 pulses here. Inhale, anchor your tailbone down and lift your heart up. As you exhale, your hips move forward to the right heel and the shoulders move back. Inhale, anchor the tailbone, lifting the heart up. Exhale, hips move forward towards the right heel, shoulders move back. Don't drop your head back. Keep a little length in the neck. One more. Big inhale. Exhale, come back up. Take a little break. Inhale. Exhale, hips moving forward and down, making sure the tailbone is anchoring. Inhale, come back up. So this gentle pulsing is really good for us. One more. Exhale, hips forward and down, heart and shoulders lift back. And okay, let's exhale and come into the second side. So we're going to take the blocks to the side, step back over your blanket, coming into downward dog, and then slide the blanket under your right knee, stepping your left foot forward. Bring your right knee down. Blocks on either side of your left foot. Release the top of your right toes. Really important to have the tops of the toes anchoring. Find the hook of the tailbone, and as you inhale, bend into the front knee and lift the heart. Exhale, rock back and bow with breath. Inhale, rock forward, heart forward. Let the top of the inhale lift the heart. Exhale, rock back. Navel pulls towards the spine. Now find that anchoring of the tailbone as you rock forward. It's like the low belly is creating a little bit of resistance and steadiness. Exhale, rock back. Without that hook of the tailbone, we can't hold the energy of the stretch in a safe and well-directed way. Okay, one more. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale. As you rock back, try to stretch your heart forward. Inhale, rock forward. Now we're going to pause and climb up onto the left knee. Right toes, keep checking in. Make sure that the top of the toes are anchoring. Sometimes that foot wants to go to sleep. So snuggle the tops of the toes down. Okay, now on the inhale, we're going to emphasize the anchoring of the tailbone and feel the low belly pulling back. So inhale from the steadiness of the core, lift the heart up. Exhale, hips go forward and down, shoulders move back, but keep the heart going forward and up. Inhale, level the gaze, coming back. Exhale, okay, hips go forward towards the front heel, shoulders go back, curling back. Inhale, come back up, side body long. And we're going again. Exhale, hips forward, anchoring and hooking the tailbone. Curl back, curl back, curl back. And release, stepping back into downward dog. Slide your blanket off the mat. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower yourself slowly down to the earth. Inhale, coming into cobra, tops of the toes press. Move the heart forward to your chin, pulling some length as you come up. Exhale, face down. Inhale, tops of toes anchor, tailbone hooks, and lift your heart. Exhale, face down. Inhale, coming into cobra, heart forward, triceps back. Exhale, face down. Inhale, shoulder heads lift first, following them up into cobra. And from cobra, tuck the toes, exhale, coming into downward dog. Inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Roll the hip open and bend the right knee. This is a psoas stretch. So take a couple breaths here, reaching the outer right knee up higher, then stretch the heel back behind you. Hello, psoas. Let the arms stay strong and stretch through the fingertips. You'll feel your inner left thigh getting a stretch and the right psoas. And then stretch the right leg long and bring it down, back into downward dog. Same thing, second side. Inhale, lift the left leg up, roll the hip open, bending that left knee, lift that outer left knee up a little more, and then reaching that left heel back behind you. So your left psoas and your right inner thigh are getting a good stretch here. Now reach long through the left leg and bring it down. Step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, swing into extension, heart forward. Exhale, bow over long legs. Inhale with strong legs, come all the way up. Interlace your hands and turn them inside out. Just stepping the left foot back a little. Take a side bend, just like we did before. And maybe you'll feel a little more in the psoas. Left foot back a little and bend over towards the right. Inhale, come back to center. Now take the right foot back and bend over to the left, feeling the right psoas. Big inhale, stretch long, anchoring the tailbone. Exhale, go even more to the side, reaching through the palms. So good for us. Inhale, come back to center, bring the arms down. Now let's bring our chair onto the mat and take the front of the left shin to the top of the chair. There's going to be a little inchworming here because you're on one leg and you're trying to move that. So just inchworm the right foot forward and then hook the top of the left foot over the back edge of the chair. You want to feel like you're holding on, and that flexion in the back foot will also bring more of a stretch to your psoas. Okay, let's take our hands to our hips. So your fingers are going to feel the hips, because what's going to happen is as you bend into the right knee, the left hip is going to want to try to go back, but the hands are going to help you to regulate that compensatory action to keep the hips square. So here we go. As you inhale, simply lift the heart with breath. The tailbone is anchoring. As you exhale, bend the right knee, taking that left hip forward. So your hands are feeling for the hips staying square. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the right knee. And the top of the left foot's hooking onto the chair. Couple more pulses like that. Inhale, get long, straightening the front leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Hips stay square, go a little deeper. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, lower. Stay here with the leg bent. And now let's take our left arm up. And we're going to begin to turn our heart to the sky. So as you inhale again, straighten the front leg, reaching through the top of the head and the fingers. Now exhale, bend into the front knee and start to curve back like you're turning your heart to the sun. Right elbow is reaching back. Inhale, come back. Feel the pull of the belly coming back, hooking the tailbone. And again, exhale, bend the knee, curling back. One more. Inhale, length, hook the tailbone. Exhale, keep the belly steady with the tailbone hook and bend into the front knee, curl back, curl back, curl back. Hands come to the hips. Let's hold onto the chair and hop the right foot back. It's a little klutzy getting in and out. Now we'll switch. So the right foot is going to come to the top of the chair and we'll inchworm the left foot forward. This is so good for us, this psoas stretch. And it's part of what allows our lumbar curve to come back. And it's also the antidote to sitting a lot, driving a lot, bicycling, walking, running. So let's start here with our hands on our hips. Think of your elbows reaching back. If we can get the elbows reaching back, then the shoulders won't dump forward. So inhale, straight left leg, keep the tailbone anchoring and the belly pulling back from the tailbone hook, and then exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, straighten left leg. Make sure the right hip isn't moving back as you bend into the left knee. Your right hand's reminding it. Exhale, bending in. Inhale, straighten the left leg. So nice to come in and out. And then riding the exhale, bend into the front knee. Find the hook of the tailbone. And pausing here, let's take the right arm up. So this is the time when you inhale, you're getting ready to curl back with the upper body. Exhale, right arm is going back. Hello, Psoas. Inhale, come back up, reach through your crown. Exhale, bending back in, curl back. As you inhale, super hook the tailbone. Exhale, curl back. And one more. Inhale, feed length through the whole spine. Then as you exhale, take that length through the curve that is right for you. Exhale. And coming out, hold onto the chair as needed and sort of hopping your left foot back, your right leg comes out. And I bet your hips feel a little different. Now we're going to move the chair to the side and take another flow. Coming back to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow over, strong legs. Inhale, lift halfway up, offer your heart forward. Exhale, step back to plank and lower down slowly. Once you get onto your belly, stack your hands and bring your right leg up. So you can turn your head to the left if that feels better on your neck. So here, with the right leg lifted, the psoas has to be open for this leg to lift higher. So sometimes we want to move the pelvis to get the leg higher, but don't do that. Keep the pelvis squared and on the mat while you have this right leg lifted. And ask yourself, can you keep the leg long? Can you get that foot to go a little higher on your next inhale? You'll feel the glutes and the low back are working here, and the psoas muscle is lengthening to make this happen. One more. Inhale, lift it a little higher. Exhale, bring it down. This is a good one to do regularly. Now let's inhale, lift the left leg up, and you can turn your head the other way if that feels better on your neck. And then check in as we hold here with the left leg lifted. You should feel the front of your pelvis even on the mat. Keeping that left leg straight, inhale, can you lift it a little higher? And you can probably feel you're getting strong in your glutes and your low back. It's really good for hip and low back support. You're getting your left psoas a little longer. On the next inhale, see if you can lift it a little higher, stretching out through your toes. And exhale, bring the leg down. Now let's take the arms forward so that your pinky edge of your hand is on the mat, and just draw them back a little bit to integrate the shoulders. And as you inhale, lift the right arm and left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift left arm and right leg. Exhale, lower. One more each side, but let's hook the tailbone before we do it. So inhale, hook the tailbone, and then lift right arm and left leg. Exhale, lower. And hook the tailbone, lift left arm and right leg. Exhale, lower. So hopefully you felt that when you hook the tailbone, it felt better on your low back. And sometimes you feel like you can't lift as high, but that's okay. You just feel more organized and rooted with that hook of the tailbone. Let's take the hands in line with the heart and lift the shoulder heads first. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Roll the hip open and bend the knee, reaching the heel back behind you for our psoas stretch. And then stretch the leg long, and as you exhale, stretch through for warrior one. Your right foot's coming forward, root the back heel, rising up. And I bet you can guess which psoas is going to get a stretch here in right side warrior one. It's the left one. So here, let's keep the left arm in the air, and then take your right hand either to the top of your right thigh Or if you're feeling a little spicy and you're ready for it, your right hand can reach back for your left leg, just holding on somewhere in the top of the back left leg. Sometimes you can grab your yoga pants, or you can dig your finger pads right into the back of the leg. As we inhale here in Warrior One, let's anchor the tailbone and lift up through the heart. Exhale, keeping the bend in your right knee. Curl back, curl back, curl back. Again, inhale, anchor tailbone, move the heart forward and up. Exhale, curl back. Keeping that bend in the front knee. One more, super hook the tailbone so you feel that hug from the low belly. And curl back, reaching through the fingertips. And then let's release. Coming out of that, plant your hands, step back to plank pose and lower down. Inhale, cobra, anchor toe tops and lift the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, roll the hip open, bending the left knee. Keep that right leg strong, and then just reach the left heel behind you with the left knee lifted high. And then straighten the left leg, and as you exhale, step through to Warrior One. Root the right heel and rise up. Right psoas is going to get a stretch on this side. Keep your right arm lifted and take your left hand either to your left thigh or reach back for the back of your right leg. As you inhale, lift your heart and curl back. Exhale, dig into that tailbone awareness. You can feel it curling back. Keep the belly strong. Inhale, anchor tailbone. Feel the belly drawing in. Keep that exhale, curl back, curl back. Beautiful. One more. Big inhale, anchor tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale, curl back a little more. And release. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose and lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Fold in and find your deep, steady breath. On your next inhale, roll up. Take your hips to one side and swing your legs around. Find one of your blocks and have it nearby as you roll onto your back. If you have a tie or a clip in your hair, take it out now so that your head can rest easy on the earth. And so let's inhale, lift our hips up for bridge, but then lift your heels for an even higher bridge. And we're going to place our block underneath the sacrum. So place it and land on the block. If you can, go to the highest height that you can go to with the block. And then releasing, the arms are alongside the body with the palms facing the sky. So let's give some attention to the neck and shoulders. Press on the back of your head and your shoulders will float a little. Drop your shoulder heads and then slide your shoulder blades together. Then lay back down. This way, there's a little bit more room for the neck and shoulders, and it should feel nice on your neck. Take a big inhale here and move your heart towards your chin. Then keep the heart buoyant and open and lower the chin a little as you exhale. Tippy tip of the tailbone. Give it a little hook towards your knees. You shouldn't feel like you're shoving your groins up. It's a little more subtle, but you'll feel the low belly toning and pulling down. So keep that. And then exhale, just gently soften. Now let's extend the right foot forward and put the heel on the ground. If that feels like too much for you, back it up a bit. But if you can, totally extend the leg. Let's start with the heel on the ground on an inhale. Now as you exhale, it's as if your right ball of foot is pushing into a stiff clutch. So stretch the ball of the foot down towards the earth. Inhale, right foot is flexed, heart to the chin. Push on your elbows. Exhale, stretch the top of the right foot, trying to touch the big toe pad down. Oh, yes. Inhale, flex the foot, heart to chin. Exhale, reaching through the big toe. One more like that. Inhale, flex the right foot. And exhale, press the foot down, reaching the big toe towards the earth. Okay, bring it back in now, and let's extend the left leg. So remember the power of that little subtle tailbone hook. As you inhale, flex the left foot. Exhale, extend the foot, reaching the big toe down towards the earth. Inhale, flexing the foot. Exhale, left big toe goes down towards the ground. Really, we're strengthening the bottom of our foot and stretching the top of it. Inhale, flex the left foot, heart to the chin. Exhale, reach the left big toe towards the ground. 2 more. Inhale, flexing. Exhale, reach it to the ground. Last one. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, reach the big toe towards the ground. Now, if you're feeling it, put the left foot solidly on the ground and take the right foot next to it. See if you can keep the balls of the feet reaching towards the ground. They're pretty light. So this is a wonderful psoas stretch, but for many of you, it might feel like too much. So if it feels like too much, just bring your feet back. But if your legs are extended, take another breath. Inhale, lifting your heart to your chin. Exhale, soften the boundaries of your skin. Okay, lift the heels, walking the feet in, lift the hips, take the block out from under you, slowly come down to